Hey everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and I thought I'd do a top 10 list because I was looking through my collection and I was just like, man, there are so many stupid, pointless cards here, and I wanted to make a list of 10 of the most dumb, pointless cards that I've seen in Hearthstone history. These aren't, I'm not going to put in like basic or classic cards that have just been, they're pointless due to the fact they've been power creeped out, like Booty Bay Bodyguards, a 5-mana 5/4 taunt. That there literally was a 4-mana 5/4 taunt made, neutral as well, and that didn't even see play. So we're not going to do that, but we're going to go over basically common to legendary style minions that, although there were some purpose to it, I suppose, it's just like, what were they thinking? Did they actually think these cards would see play? So let's take a look at 10 of the most pointless cards in Hearthstone history. So starting at number 10, I wanted to start with a classic card, a card that you literally have to pay money for. It's part of the classic set. You either have to open it in a pack or craft it, and that is Priestess of Elune. This is a 6-mana, 5/4 neutral minion that restores 4 health to the hero. 6-mana 5/4. It restores only 4 health. We had Antique Healbot that was made. That was a 5-mana 3/3 that restored double that. It was cheaper. Had a mech tag. I know the stats are slightly worse, but like, who has ever run Priestess of Elune in their deck? I mean, there's Earthen Ring Farseer, right? That's a 3-mana 3/3. It restores 1 less health, but you can restore it to anything. It's just infinitely better. And like, why in 2020 is Priestess of Elune a card you can still open in a pack that is considered a standard card? It's absolutely insane to me. At number 9, we have Death Axe Punisher. Yeah, this is a card. You probably don't even know that this exists. It's a 4-mana 3/3. This is an epic. So you open this, it's an epic. That feels terrible. And what its effect is, it's Battle Cry. It gives a lifesteal minion, a random one in your hand, +2/+2. So you're paying 4 mana for a 3/3, and the payoff is you get +2/+2 to a random lifesteal minion. So effectively, it's 4 mana 5/5 with like 2/2 lifesteal, kind of. If that minion gets to attack, so I guess like on Vicious Scalehide, you make it a 3/5, and you feel terrible because you're playing Death Axe Punisher in your deck. I just don't know what they were really thinking was going to happen with this card. How you're ever going to make this work as like a playable, useful card. I've literally never seen this played other than like you evolve into it or something. It's just unbelievably terrible and just completely pointless. At number 8, we have a rogue spell called Stolen Steel. It's 2 mana, and you get to discover a weapon from another class. That's your spell. That's what it does. So I guess it's to go into Burgle Rogue and like it gives you a non-class card. I guess that's the thought. But like, what weapon buffs are you even playing in standard with Rogue to make like you get a random weapon from another class, and then what? What are you doing with it? Like, are you buffing it up? You're spending 2 mana just to find the stupid thing. It's just awful, and like, I can't wrap my head around what their archetype they were thinking other than, well, Rogue likes random crap, let's give them random weapons, but let's overcost this by like 1 mana and give absolutely no weapon support whatsoever, and there you go. I mean, I just don't see the point of Stolen Steel. I've never seen any rogue ever play it. I don't even think people have ever taken off Ethereal Lackey, like maybe once in a blue moon to try and find a random lethal. That it's an Ethereal Lackey card, that's its point. So really rough. It didn't really ever fit into anything in any format. It's just a bizarre addition to Rogue. At number 7, I have a Paladin card called Bronze Herald. This is a 3-mana 3/2 dragon, and then it gives you a death rattle of you get 2 4/4 dragons in your hand. Each one of those costs 4 mana. So you're paying 3 mana for an understated dragon at a 3/2, when normally that'd be like, the premium stats is 3/4, so -2 health. And then you're paying 4 mana for a 4/4, so you're getting -1 health on that deal, because the 4 drops are normally 4 or 5, and that's your payoff. Your payoff is that. So I guess the idea is you have Dragon Speaker. That card exists. It's a 5-mana 3/5, and it gives dragons in your hand +3/+3. But that thing itself is a 3/5 for 5 mana. So that's minus like 5/6 is the stat line for 5. So you're looking at -3 stats on there. So all in all, you have to spend like an absurd amount of mana on undercosted stuff to get a slight hand buff on some dragons that don't have immediate effect at all when you play them. They're just stats. I have no idea what the plan was for this card. The whole hand buff dragon thing literally it never worked. I never saw it. Always terrible. And yeah, to have to spend extra stats or extra mana every step of the way for basically zero payoff, it's just, why? Speaking of pointless paladin cards, at number 6 we have Light Sorrow. This is a 4 mana 1/4 weapon, so it's just like Light's Justice. That's good, but it gets +1 attack every time a friendly minion loses Divine Shield. Only friendly. So, to make this weapon worth, you probably need like 3 to 4 buffs. So you need to equip this weapon, have like 3 or 4 Divine Shield minions on the board, have them all lose Divine Shield, and then you have an okay weapon. This thing was like the utter epitome of unplayable, pointless garbage. Like, Divine Shield Paladin has never really worked. You have had some Divine Shield stuff, but Divine Shield Paladin, and then you give them this like completely overcosted, understated weapon that just needs the most ridiculous thing to work. And imagine spending 4 mana on this just to get it oozed or something. Like, it'd be unbelievably bad. This card literally never saw play, was utterly pointless, and I guess, yeah, sure, play your Divine Shield Paladin, and you got a point to your deck, and your point will be conceding and deranking as fast as possible. Just complete trash. At number 5, we have Glacial Mysteries. This is a mage secret, and the only point I can think of this card was not to make a secret mage deck that worked around this, because let's face it, when you pull out a bunch of secrets from your deck, especially mage, they're counterintuitive. They typically don't work. Like, if you think about wild, you have like duplicate and mirror entity and explosive like runes and push polymorph, and you're gonna end up with like duplicating sheeps and effigies on your 1/1s. It's just catastrophe. It's terrible. But okay, let's think about, well, what's the point of this card? I honestly believe the only reason you would ever make Glacial Mysteries was to make random spells worse, to make Primordial Glyph worse, to make Cyclone worse, to make cards like that worse, because this card is complete, utter garbage. Have you ever seen someone play Glacial Mysteries unironically in their deck and not expect to lose? Like, it's just not a thing. Unbelievably bad, and you would discover it, and then, there's the point. Absolute trash in my hand. Oh my god, so bad. At number 4, this one does carry an asterisk, which I'll get to, is Oblivitron. It's a Hunter Legendary mech. It's a 6 mana 3/4, and it has a death rattle of summon a mech from your hand and trigger its death rattle. So, you know, this is a really, really terribly statted mini. Normally you want to pay 3 mana for a 3/4, so its effect has to be insane. And, well, when this came out, you had like Mechanical Whelps and some other big death rattle mechs like that, and it was like not even good then, but it was like, okay, it was a great option. Fast forward now to Standard time. Know what support this card has in Standard in 2020? You can activate the Death Rattle of Ursatron, so you could draw another mech. You could play Harvest Golem, you get a 2/1, or you can play Safeguard and get a 0/5 with Taunt. That is it. What is the point of playing a 6 mana 3/4 that, first off, there's no way to activate this in Standard other than having it die or you kill it off with like Kill Command or something. And the payoff, at very best, is drawing another mech. Because a 2/1 does nothing and a 0/5 with Taunt does almost nothing. That's the payoff. Why is this card a legendary in Standard in 2020 when there's absolutely no support for it? It blows my mind. Yeah, in Wild, there's kind of some stuff you can do, but in Standard, again, it's just completely and utterly pointless. And this is a legendary. This is a legendary minion in Standard rotation, and it basically serves absolutely no purpose. It's mind-boggling. It's crazy. At number 3, we have a neutral minion, Arena Patron. This is a throwback to the Grim Patron. It's a 5 mana 3/3 and is overkill. Summon another Arena Patron. What were you supposed to do with this? It's a 5 mana 3/3, so terrible stats, and it has to overkill to resummon itself. And then what do you do? Like, do they really expect you to snowball the board by playing Arena Patrons, having it stick on the board, you killing something, and then getting another one? Like, maybe if it had Rush, it'd make a little more sense, and this is before Broomstick was ever a card, and believe me, even with Broomstick, obviously this card is terrible, but there's no way of, like, realistically giving it Rush, and it's just like, again, what were you supposed to do? I guess it's a meme to Grim Patron. The whole purpose of it is a throwback to a really cool card, except this card is completely, utterly unplayable in, like, every format, including Arena. Just, like, I don't understand what was the point. But I guess the throwback was kind of interesting, I guess. Number 2 on the list is Dusk Fallen Avion. It's a 5 mana Druid legendary. It's 3/7, and on each player's turn, the first card played costs 0. So, Yeah, you play it, you don't get the effect, your opponent does, and their cards cost 0, and then you lose the game and die. So I guess the point of this card is to lose, but like realistically, like just think about like the pitch meeting they had for this card when somebody came up with this card. Someone thought of it, someone mentioned it to the other people in the team, and they greenlit this. And like, yeah, that's a good idea. Like, what was the thought process? Like, okay, so we're making Dustfall and Aviana. What's the combo you're thinking of doing? Well, you could play a Larmabot, I guess, and then you would cheat it. It gets popped out from a Larmabot, and it'll go UI, and it'll make all the Trollden highlights. It'll be an insane combo. Oh, how else could you activate it? I mean, maybe your opponent doesn't have cards? Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, they won't have cards. And then you'll get the benefit of Dustfall, and that's crazy. What if they have cards? I guess you'll lose. Like, I just don't understand in what world was this card ever going to be playable other than it's a bad evolve or devolve type of thing? Like, is that literally the only point of this card, is just to screw with the evolve pool or give Druid absolutely nothing and be like, haha, you want to play Druid? Here's Aviana, go screw yourself. Like, it's just unbelievably bad. I like can't even think of good meme combos. The Alarmobot thing is the best I can think of, and man, that's even bad. Even the new Silas card or Silas card doesn't even make this thing work. It's just so freaking bad. And number 1, what is the most pointless, utterly useless card of all time? I'm cheating on this one. And Shaman deserves this. It's Free Shaman. All the Free Shaman cards. All of them. What were you supposed to do with Free Shaman? Marabi, Avalanche, Icebreaker, all that crap. What are you supposed to do with it? Look at this garbage. You're supposed to build a deck around that? You're supposed to stick a 6-mana 4/4 and then copy a minion and then win? Or do anything interesting? Like, even, like, the only time I ever made this interesting was in a failed Archetypes game against Crip. You can find that on his YouTube channel somewhere, where I faced him, and I beat him up with Marabi, kind of. But it was only because we're both playing terrible Archetypes, and it still didn't even really work, but it was kind of funny. Like, Free Shaman, like, what were they thinking, and what was the point? Like, normally when you come up with something for a class, whether it be Librams or whatever janky mechanic, there's like a win condition, there's some purpose, but like, Free Shaman? Really? Copying minions? Like, oh my goodness. I mean, the best purpose I can give it is to become an A-class tier meme in regards to just something that is so unbelievably bad and so terrible that you can't help but laugh about it. So hey, I guess it did have a point after all. So that's my pick for the top 10 most pointless cards of all time in Hearthstone history. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think are the most pointless cards ever? Let me know which ones you disagree with, because I'm sure a lot of you have a lot to disagree with. That card, like Stolen Steel, is insane in my Burgle Rogue, you son of a bitch. So let me know in the comments below. I always enjoy reading it. If you enjoy the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.